Man, what a roller coaster of a day for Yankees fans. You sit down to watch the game, and in the very first moments, there's this electricity in the air, a feeling that something historic might happen. And then the game takes you on a wild swing of emotions that makes you question your life choices and your loyalty all at once. On one hand, you get to witness greatness unfolding right in front of your eyes, a moment you know you will recount to friends, family, even your kids one day. On the other hand, there's that gut-wrenching frustration when everything that should go right just refuses to align, when a winnable game slips through your fingers like sand. That's the essence of being a New York Yankees fan, isn't it? The highs are euphoric, the lows are devastating, and sometimes they all happen in the same game. The night began with promise, a glimpse of what could be a statement game. The stadium was buzzing, the energy electric. You could feel it in every swing of the bat, every pitch that left the mound. And then, boom, history. Aaron Judge stepped up to the plate and did what Aaron Judge does best. He took a pitch and sent it soaring into the heavens. It wasn't just another home run. It was one of those moments where time seems to pause for a second. You watch the ball fly, and you realize that this is bigger than any single game, bigger than the season itself. With that one swing, he etched his name alongside the legends, tying one of the greatest Yankees of all time on the all-time home run list. For fans who have followed this team for decades, it was surreal, a bridge between eras, a connection to the golden history of this franchise that has always demanded excellence and delivered unforgettable memories. And yet, even as you cheer, even as you stand in awe of this monumental achievement, the game is far from over, and the shadow of disappointment is never far behind. Because as much as Judge's feat lights up the night, the rest of the game unfolds in a way that tests every ounce of patience you have. The offense sputters in moments where it should roar, leaving opportunity after opportunity unclaimed. 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. 10 runners stranded on the bases. These are the kinds of numbers that sting, numbers that make you replay each at-bat in your mind, wondering what could have been done differently. The potential to extend the winning streak, to continue building momentum as the season enters its critical stretch, evaporates in frustratingly small but consequential moments. A missed swing here, a poorly timed bunt there, a momentary lapse in focus. The game slips away inch by inch until you are left staring at the scoreboard, muttering under your breath, questioning how a team that looks so unstoppable at times can suddenly falter when it matters most. Take the 6th inning, for instance. A golden opportunity presents itself. Runners on first and second, only one out, and the momentum seems to be swinging in the Yankees' favor. You can almost feel the fans leaning forward in their seats, the tension palpable. And then, just like that, Anthony Volpe reaches for a pitch that isn't quite there and bounces into an inning-ending double play. Just like that, the rally is over, the dream of that inning's breakthrough evaporates, and frustration sets in deeper. It's one of those moments that hurts not because it was spectacularly bad, but because it was so preventable, so maddeningly close to success. And if that wasn't enough, the 8th inning comes along with a chance that feels even bigger. The bases are loaded with 2 outs, and every fan in the stadium holds their breath. You can practically hear the collective heartbeat of everyone watching, expecting a moment of triumph, anticipating a rally that could change the course of the game. But then, Ben Rice taps a soft grounder. The inning ends, and all 3 runners remain stranded. The agony is immediate and absolute. You watch in disbelief, hands on your head, wondering how something so promising could collapse in mere seconds. And the pitching, well, that's a story of its own. Luis Gil, who has shown flashes of brilliance this season, starts with velocity slightly down, 3 to 4 miles per hour slower than usual, and it costs him. A slider hangs, a ball finds the gap, and suddenly the opponent has a double. Will Robertson, a player whose batting average barely registers, turns a fastball into a game-tying double, the first extra base hit of his season, and of course it comes at the worst possible moment. Gil fights back, strikes out 7 over the middle innings, showing glimpses of dominance, but it's that one misstep, a slider that's not even terrible, that shifts the tide. Carlson Montgomery drives it over the wall for a solo home run that ties the game. And just when you think the bullpen will contain the chaos, a lefty is brought in to face left-handed hitters, succeeds briefly, and then remains on the mound against a right-handed batter. The result, a sinker down the middle, a game-winning homer, and the culmination of frustration that had been simmering all night. Add to that a spectacular catch by a former Yankee that robbed Stanton of what could have been a two-run homer, and you realize this was one of those nights where nothing, absolutely nothing, seemed to go the team's way. But amid all the chaos, the heartbreak, and the missed opportunities, Aaron Judge's achievement stands as a beacon. The very first inning, a 0-2 count, a cutter from Martin Perez, and Judge obliterates the ball. 426 feet. 43rd home run of the season. 358th of his career. With that swing, he ties Yogi Berra, entering the top 5 home run hitters in Yankees history. It's an accomplishment that transcends the current game, a milestone that cements a player's place among the immortals of the franchise. The sheer magnitude of it cannot be overstated. The conversation, the commentary, the instant replay, every detail emphasizes the rarity and significance of what just happened. It's the kind of moment where, even in defeat, the fans feel pride, a sense of history witnessed firsthand, a memory that will never fade. The tension of the season, the chase for the division, looms over every subsequent inning. 76 wins, 61 losses, second place in the American League East, 3 games behind the Blue Jays, and just a half game ahead of the Red Sox. Every game becomes magnified, every at-bat a potential turning point in a race that is as grueling as it is thrilling. The stretch ahead is daunting. 12 games against playoff-caliber opponents, each one a test, a battle that will shape the destiny of the season. The matchups against Toronto and Boston are particularly critical. These are not just games. These are destiny-defining moments where every pitch, every swing, every decision carries the weight of the division race. Winning these head-to-head battles could vault the Yankees into control of their fate. Losing could be catastrophic. There's no room for error, no margin for a lapse in focus. And yet the team must find a way to channel the frustration of nights like this into fuel for the weeks ahead. Aaron Judge's historic feats are emblematic of this paradox. He has the power to lift the team with a single swing, to create a moment that transcends the season. But he is also part of a system, a team that must perform as one. His rise up the all-time home run leaderboard is more than a personal milestone. It's a symbol of what this era of Yankees baseball represents. Fans watch in awe, knowing they are witnessing history, knowing that each at-bat could redefine records that have stood for decades. And yet, for all the individual brilliance, the game itself remains a team effort. The innings where the bats go silent, the bullpen falters, the defense leaves plays on the field, all of these remind fans that baseball is brutally democratic in its judgment. No one, no matter how great, can carry the entire team alone. The tension between individual achievement and collective performance is what makes following the Yankees so captivating, so exasperating, and ultimately so rewarding. The upcoming series against division rivals looms like a storm on the horizon. The Blue Jays, perched at the top of the American League East, are the team to catch, the benchmark against which the Yankees measure themselves. Every game against Toronto is a chance to claw back ground, to assert control over a season that feels like it could slip away with a single misstep. These are not just games. They're pivotal battles, each pitch and each swing weighted with consequences. And right behind Toronto lurk the Boston Red Sox, a team hungry for every advantage, ready to pounce on any weakness. The Yankees must navigate this gauntlet with precision, balancing aggression with caution, power with patience. It's a psychological chess match as much as it is a physical contest, and the team's ability to maintain focus under this kind of pressure will define their season. Injuries, roster moves, and strategic decisions add layers of complexity to the challenge. Pitchers returning from the injured list, hitters who can change the balance in key matchups, and the timing of managerial decisions all play critical roles. The bullpen, always a focal point, must hold steady under intense scrutiny, while the lineup must produce in moments where the stakes could not be higher. Baseball, in this sense, is a game of inches, and every detail matters. The smallest edge, an extra mile per hour on a fastball, a split-second decision on the base paths, a perfectly timed swing, can alter the trajectory of a game and, by extension, the trajectory of a season. Fans understand this instinctively, and each home game, each road matchup, is analyzed not just for its outcome, but for the implications it carries for the long-term battle. The psychological dimension cannot be understated. After a frustrating loss, the team must reset, refocus, and approach the next game with clarity and determination. Players talk about it, managers emphasize it, and the culture of the Yankees demands it. The mental resilience required in these moments is as impressive as any physical feat on the field. A team can have the best hitters, the fastest arms, and the deepest bullpen, but without composure, confidence, and the ability to recover from setbacks, victories will be fleeting. The challenge is maintaining that balance, staying in the moment, and executing under the immense pressure of expectations. This is what separates good teams from great ones, and it is why fans are glued to every pitch, every swing, and every managerial decision. They understand that the difference between triumph and despair is razor thin. There's also a narrative that unfolds in parallel to the statistics and scores. Baseball is as much about storytelling as it is about performance. Each game adds chapters to a season-long saga of ambition, rivalry, and personal achievement. The tension of a close division race, the suspense of a tight inning, the thrill of a home run, and the agony of a missed opportunity all contribute to a story that captivates fans. Aaron Judge's milestones, the return of key players from injury, the emergence of rookies, and the tactical choices made in critical moments all weave together into a rich tapestry that defines the season. For those watching, it is impossible to separate the narrative from the outcome. Every swing and every pitch tells part of a story that will be remembered long after the final score is tallied. Off the field, camaraderie and character shape the team's identity. Moments of levity in the clubhouse, interactions among teammates, and shared experiences on the road contribute to the cohesion and morale that are vital in high-pressure environments. The ability to laugh, to bond, and to maintain perspective amidst the stress of a playoff chase is crucial. Players who can balance intensity with composure, focus with humor, and discipline with spontaneity often provide the glue that keeps a team united through the long grind of season. Fans see glimpses of this human element in themed dress-ups, playful pranks, and lighthearted moments in the clubhouse, reminding everyone that the individuals on the field are not just athletes. They are people, and their connections with one another can make a tangible difference when the stakes are highest. As the Yankees prepare for the stretch run, the stakes could not be higher. Every pitch, every at-bat, every decision is magnified, and the margin for error is vanishingly small. The games against the Blue Jays and Red Sox will define the division race, while matchups against other playoff-caliber teams provide tests of endurance and skill. The team's ability to navigate injuries, exploit strategic advantages, and maintain focus will determine whether this season ends in triumph or frustration. Fans hold their breath, hearts pounding with each inning, knowing that what unfolds over the next few weeks could shape the legacy of the team and the stories they will tell for years to come. The tension, the drama, the emotion, it is all part of the experience of following one of the most iconic franchises in sports history, where moments of brilliance and heartbreak exist side by side, creating a narrative that is as compelling as it is unpredictable. Even in the midst of pressure and adversity, there is hope. The team's talent, depth, and resilience provide reason to believe that success is within reach. The combination of seasoned veterans, rising stars, and tactical decisions gives the Yankees a fighting chance to overcome challenges, seize opportunities, and define their own destiny. Every fan understands that this is not just a season. It is a journey, a test of character, and an unfolding drama that requires unwavering attention and passion. From historic home runs to game-deciding plays, every element contributes to a larger picture a story of ambition, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of victory. And as the Yankees step onto the field in the coming games, the air will be thick with anticipation, the stakes impossibly high, and the potential for greatness palpable with every pitch, swing, and catch. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Breaking news has begun to ripple through the sports world with astonishing intensity as the New York Yankees have officially announced the shocking dismissal of their longtime manager, Aaron Boone. The decision, shrouded in speculation and murmurs behind closed doors, has left fans and analysts alike scrambling to interpret the underlying reasons. Boone, who has been at the helm of one of Major League Baseball's most storied franchises, had led the Yankees through a mixture of triumphant highs and frustrating lows, earning both praise and criticism over his tenure. Insiders suggest that mounting pressure from team ownership, combined with inconsistent performance on the field, may have culminated in this drastic measure. The timing of the announcement has also fueled rampant conjecture, as the Yankees were in the midst of evaluating their roster and playoff prospects, leaving a cloud of uncertainty over the direction of the franchise. Social media platforms exploded immediately following the news, with fans expressing a mix of disbelief, disappointment, and speculation regarding potential successors. Names of rumored replacements began circulating almost instantly, from seasoned veterans of the game to rising managerial stars, each subject to intense scrutiny and debate. The broader implications of Boone's departure stretch far beyond the Yankees clubhouse, hinting at possible strategic shifts in the team's approach, recruiting policies, and game day tactics, reflecting a deeper reevaluation of priorities that could define the future of New York baseball. The atmosphere within the Yankees organization is reportedly tense, as insiders hint at internal disagreements that may have precipitated Boone's dismissal. While official statements from the front office have been formal and carefully worded, whispers among players and staff paint a more complex picture of behind-the-scenes conflicts. Boone's managerial style, often characterized by a combination of analytical strategy and player-focused leadership, may have clashed with evolving expectations from ownership and key executives. Sources close to the team suggest that repeated playoff disappointments, alongside perceived stagnation in player development and in-game decision-making, created a growing perception that a change at the managerial helm was necessary. Additionally, the pressure to maintain the Yankees' reputation as perennial contenders in Major League Baseball may have amplified scrutiny on Boone's performance, magnifying every misstep and intensifying the debate over his tenure. Fans have been vocal across multiple platforms, speculating about what might come next, and some are already theorizing about the cultural impact of a new manager and how it could influence the clubhouse dynamics. Analysts have begun revisiting Boone's record in painstaking detail, examining trends in game outcomes, player utilization, and roster management, fueling endless conjecture. Every corner of the sports world now seems poised to dissect the motives behind the move, turning what could have been a quiet administrative change into a major talking point, with potentially far-reaching consequences for the Yankees' season and future trajectory. Industry commentators are pointing out that Boone's exit may signal a broader shift in how elite baseball franchises approach leadership roles and team dynamics. In particular, the Yankees' decision appears to reflect a growing trend toward prioritizing measurable performance metrics and alignment with ownership philosophy over long-standing loyalty or historical success. Insiders indicate that discussions about Boone's future had been ongoing for months, with informal assessments taking into account both quantitative analytics and qualitative factors, such as clubhouse morale, media handling, and adaptability under pressure. The decision's timing has only heightened intrigue, as teams around the league watch closely, wondering whether the Yankees' bold move will set a precedent for managerial accountability in high-profile organizations. Fans, too, are dissecting the announcement, debating whether Boone was given sufficient support or whether the front office acted preemptively to mitigate potential backlash from another underwhelming season. In sports bars, social media forums, and analyst panels, the narrative has shifted from immediate shock to deeper discussion, with recurring questions about who might step into the role and how quickly they could implement meaningful changes. Rumors are swirling about internal candidates, external stars, and even unconventional picks who could bring a fresh perspective to the team's strategy. Meanwhile, players are reportedly adjusting to the uncertainty, with some expressing hope for renewed leadership energy, while others brace for potential disruptions to established routines. The ripple effect of Boone's firing is already being felt across every layer of the Yankees organization and resonates across the league, with consequences that could shape the sport's managerial landscape for years to come. Speculation surrounding potential successors to Aaron Boone has intensified dramatically, with numerous names now being floated in the rumor mill as viable candidates for the Yankees' managerial vacancy. Reports indicate that the front office is weighing options from multiple angles, balancing experience, strategic innovation, and public perception, all while navigating the unavoidable scrutiny of a passionate fan base and relentless media attention. Some insiders suggest that the team may prioritize a candidate with a proven track record in managing high-profile players and navigating postseason pressure, while others believe the Yankees might pursue a more unconventional choice, someone capable of injecting new energy and a fresh tactical approach into the organization. Meanwhile, analysts have begun compiling exhaustive comparisons of potential managers, scrutinizing past performance, leadership style, and alignment with the Yankees' long-term vision. Fans are contributing to the conversation as well, voicing strong opinions on social media, from calls for a celebrated veteran to bold recommendations for emerging managers who could redefine the team's identity. Amid this whirlwind of speculation, the impact on player morale is also a topic of intense discussion. Rumors indicate that certain players may welcome a shift in leadership while others could feel unsettled, adding another layer of complexity to the team's decision-making process. The conversation extends beyond mere personnel changes, touching on strategic philosophies, potential shifts in pitching rotations, batting orders, and overall clubhouse culture. With the season still in motion, every decision carries amplified weight, making the search for Boone's successor one of the most closely monitored stories in professional sports today. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.